Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 20. I am Rowan, your regular host, Rowan, my co-host Simon. How are you today?
Doing all right. Yeah, but it's been a rough week for wrestling, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well open it up,
We got a lead
like
with it. Yeah.
open the show with it with hashtag speaking out. So over the past week, multiple female wrestlers and female talent, female wrestling fans have all come out.
Couple males
A couple of
as
males,
well.
yeah.
Just including everyone, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have come out claiming that many British wrestlers and American wrestlers either sexually abused them, emotionally abused, the four-letter R word that you can't say on YouTube. There's been so many, and obviously it's thinking like, I don't think it's a touchy subject, obviously, because it shouldn't be happening, but you do have to mention it. So the biggest. So allegedly, Jordan Devlin has been called out. He's denied everything, and WWE said we are looking into it.
Can I just say, first of all, we should only name people who have come out and made statements.
Yes.
Just so we don't get in any trouble.
One of the biggest ones. We'll normally mention probably only the big names companies. So NXT UK. So you've had Jordan Devlin. You've had Ligero who's come out with a very long statement. You've had Travis Banks, who came out with a couple of tweets. I'm just trying to think of anyone else if I've missed. People did.
I think they're the main three NXT UK ones who've actually made statements. I mean, there's other names, but they've not said anything. So
yeah. And then you've got a lot of ICW guys. So Joe Coffey was one that I think has made a statement. I'm trying to think.
I was going to say Joe Coffey, but I haven't seen anything from him.
Yeah, he just put out a tweet saying they're all false.
All right, okay.
And then over in America, we've had Joey Ryan and Jake Christ, both having to put statements out and both being fired.
Is it Jake or Dave Chris, or both?
I think it's Jake or Dave. I'll have a look.
I think it's Dave Chris.
Is it Dave Chris?
Because they've terminated his contract along with Joey Ryan.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Or Joey Ryan, I believe these days.
Yeah, so I mean, we should have all seen it coming with Joey Ryan's gimmick. No, but so you've had that. You had Michael Hogan's been suspended from TNA.
Yeah.
In WWE, Matt Riddle had allegations, but literally 5 minutes after it came out, immediately with a tweet from his lawyer saying, these allegations are all false. This person has been trying to harass our family for the past nearly 3 years now. And so it seems like Matt Riddle already knows about this, and the statement came out literally, I think, half an hour after the claims were made.
Yeah.
So Riddle already knew it was going to be happening. I think that's all the ones from WWE that we know.
I think that's it in terms of talent. Obviously, there's lots of promoters, backstage people, bookers.
Yeah.
I know Progress are significantly changing the way that their management is structured.
Restructuring a lot of it,
and lots of other places are going to probably do the same. They're going to try and set up a bit like a governing body.
Yeah, which
to take these cases too.
Mm-hmm, which is what you need.
It's quite unbelievable that there isn't one already.
Yeah, considering it is if you look at the viewers it gets and the live views it gets, you would have thought there'd be something that the wrestlers could go to. And
I think there's also doing DBS. They want DBS checks on trainers and just more like female representation.
Yeah.
In general, really.
So it's fair enough. So it's fair.
Yeah.
So you want. You don't want people not.
It's what needs to happen.
You don't want people not training because out of fear, do you?
No, not at all. That's the worst thing, because wrestling is a bit of an all boys club, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what? Like when you're on the road together and touring,
it's very
more representation, less bullying. Like, it's not difficult. Just be a good person, you know.
It's a lot like the rugby culture in terms of lads.
Yeah, exactly. That's quite a good comparison.
AEW have suspended Sammy Guevara. So Sammy Guevara claim a video came out from, I think it was 4 years ago, 2 years ago, not long ago, of Sammy Guevara saying some very
4 years ago.
harmful things about Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks came out with a
Yeah.
very long statement saying, "We've talked about it." She said, "He doesn't forgive me anything, but we've talked about it. He has learned." She signed it off with a real name. Sammy Guevara just tweeted practically the same thing, saying, "I am very sorry for my comments." And then AEW suspended him without pay. All of his wages that would have gone to him would be going to a charity for women in Jacksonville. Sammy Guevara said he's going to get help. I forgot about the biggest one, Jimmy Havoc. So Jimmy Havoc has also been suspended from AEW after allegations, and he did put out a tweet as well. And so he's going
his
to
allegations are really bad, though.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah. I mean, they all are, but yeah.
So Jimmy Havoc is suspended from AEW, and he's also getting medical help, I think they said.
Yeah, treatment, rehab, something along them lines.
Yeah, but we just hope that justice comes to all of them, I think we'd say. To all the ones that have done these things.
I guess that's all you can ask for. And then when independent wrestling does come back, it can come back in a far more positive, inclusive, just nice environment.
Yeah,
and that's all you can ask for.
But
everyone should feel safe.
Everyone should feel safe. But we'll go straight to the wrestling to spice up our mood. So it started off. We'll go over to AEW as we always do. The show started off with the Natural Nightmares, QT Marshall and Dustin Rose against Brad Brandy versus the champs Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Brandy didn't, not Brandy. Ali didn't accompany them to the ring, which obviously would set off. And they actually had a great start. Like Dustin and Kenny started off, then QT Marshall came in, was trying to sort of work at the level that Kenny was working, and it was, like QT Marshall was like staying at the level with Kenny. Ali comes out. Ali basically like distracts QT Marshall, cheered him on. QT tried for a moonsault to sort of impress her. Omega moved. They attack QT, picking apart, and then hit the last call on QT. Omega pins him, and Omega and Page will defend their belts at Fighter Fest. Good opening match. It was quick and fast paced, and it had storyline.
Yeah, there's not much we can say about like the matches because like they're all just really good.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't get about the ending though was Ali didn't distract QT Marshall. Like, do you know what I mean? She was just cheering him on, and then QT went for the insult.
He went for something to impress. I feel like he went for something to impress her. Maybe is that?
Yeah, but then that's not her fault though.
Oh no!
You know,
it's QT Marshall's fault.
It was fun. It furthered the story, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It was an inoffensive.
Yeah. So then after this, Anna Jay came out to make I think it was her AEW main show debut. She comes out and then
wonderful.
Asha, she's
had a dance in the main one. Yeah.
They have some hype packages and stuff for her. Highlight now she's going to be this big thing, and then her opponent came out who was, I don't know how you pronounce. I think is it Abaddon. Abaddon came out, who is just creepy.
Abaddon. It's quite weird because I've not missed a single episode of Dark, and I have no memory of Abaddon on Dark.
I've seen Abaddon
as soon
once.
As it came out here, I was captivated. It was
because it's a strange.
It was so cool.
We rarely see women's spooky characters, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple in Impact. You've got Rosemary and Sue Young, or whatever she's now, Susie. But like Abaddon is like Rosemary turned up to 10.
Yeah, like creep when she comes out. She's got a great moveset.
It reminds me of the Fiend. Like I'm gonna say it.
She dispatched Anna Jay, and then Abaddon, which is I think the correct decision.
I really like Anna Jay.
Oh, same.
I think she's the star of the show, and I legitimately believe that. And I mean, they're putting her in a storyline with Dark Order, but I don't know. We'll see.
She'll get on the show a lot.
I like her as she is.
Um,
So many other women they could have done it with.
I'm trying to think who they could have.
Anyone. Danny Jordan. Luna? Is that one?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of anyone on Dark. Red Velvet.
He's
Yeah,
going
just anyone on Dark, really.
anyone else but her. But anyway, so the match ended. The Dark Order music played. Brody Lee walks out with everyone, and he hands a contract to Colt Cabana. And then in the ring, the Dark Order minions just helped Anna Jay out the ring and walked back through the tunnel. So teasing that Dark Order are getting a new member in Anna Jay, like a female member. So I don't think they have one currently. And then obviously Colt Cabana.
No. I mean, every good stable should have a female. It's just not her.
Then we had
Anna Jay from Dark Order.
Yeah. Then we had the unicorn ranked MJF versus Billy. Not Billy Gunn, just Billy, who is the leader of the Gun Club. He had his little two boys with him.
I'm saying they were quite keen to make sure that it was Billy Gunn, because they said accompanied by Austin Gunn and whatever the other gun is, part of the Gun Club. It's Billy. Do you know what I mean? Like they said Gun 3
It's
times.
like what they did with Cody Rhodes at the start. They went, and it's Cody and Brandy Rhodes.
I hadn't noticed that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Decent match this, like a Wardlow brawling with like the Young Guns. I don't know what we call them, but we call them the Young Guns. Sort of Billy trying to outdo MJF in terms of old school wrestling. MJF using the ring, hitting Billy. 1, 2, 3, win. MJF still undefeated.
Like he's so big.
Yeah, how old is it? I think I looked. I think he's in his 50s or something.
Got to be in his 50s. Got to be in his 50s.
Billy Gunn age. Billy Gunn is 56. He looks like that. Austin Gunn's only 25. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, he's young. No, he's young. He's old. 56. He's not young. After this, Wardlow and MJF. So MJF was taunting Jungle Boy the entire match, and basically after Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus and Marcus done brawled with Wardlow and MJF, which set up Wardlow versus Luchasaurus next week in a Lumberjack match.
It did. Hang on. Yeah, I don't really too much more to add. Should be all right. Yeah.
Then we had a little backstage promo with Jericho, and then we had Tony Schiavone was with Britt Baker, and basically it was announced that Hikaru Shida will defend the title against Penelope Ford at Fighter Fest. Didn't say which day or which show, week 1 or week 2. Didn't say.
I've got no idea what's happening on what day.
I think pretty confident. Yeah, Fighter Fest is next week. The first day is anyway. And then Britt Baker was screaming. I've forgotten her name. Mel, is it?
Mel, what's who you have on Dark Order? Mel.
Whoever a bodyguard is, she was calling her to drive her away. Reba, yeah. Rebel Tenay. It's Rebel Tenay, isn't it, from Impact? Right?
Yes.
Anyway, she was telling her to drive her away. The camera cuts and it's Big Swole saying, and do you know the where to Stephanie? Where to Stephanie? Yeah. She did that, but where to Doctor? And then Swole drove off with her. And we came back to her later on in the show where Britt Baker being dumped in what do you call it? It's not a trash can, it's like a dumpster.
A skip, innit? I don't know. No, it's not a skip, it's just
a dumpster, I think they call it in America.
That's American. Yeah, I don't know what we call it
though. Yeah, she gets dumped in that and we have a nice little cheeky segment with that. Then we had was this the main event? No, I didn't think it was. We had the main event, which was Cody with Arn Anderson versus another open challenge. This time it was the former NWA World Television Champion, Absolute Ricky Starks. So I'd heard about this guy a little bit before. I've heard he's very charismatic. You probably know more than me.
Yeah, I watched every show of Power. The thing with NWA is I was more taken by the whole concept of it. You know, like the studio style wrestling and the throwback, as opposed to the actual characters themselves. So when it was Ricky Starks, I wasn't like, whoa, especially after seeing Abaddon earlier in terms of kind of debuts. But he's cool. Like, he put on a good match. It wasn't like blow away, but AEW have got a lot of guys, and they signed him straight after. Like, that's it now. Ricky Starks is there. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got such a Starks roster.
Well,
I'm kind of thinking, where's everyone going to fit in? Because obviously, like, Matt Cardona's going to get a go at it at some point.
Yeah, I think what you do is I always compare it. You got to look at the next big wrestling company, which is WWE. They have got a lot of wrestlers, and I think at the start AEW didn't. It's like normally if you just wanted someone in a squash match, you were having to use like a name, like people knew a name. Whereas now you can use someone who isn't sort of don't know how to explain it. Like everyone that's on that roster feels like they can win a match. Whereas I think a lot of other companies there are wrestlers who I'm like, well, he's definitely winning the match. But like with that Cody one, for some reason, it's probably Cody's matches. I was like, Ricky Starks could win here, like Cody's selling this to think it. It's obvious
It's what Cody does.
He was never gonna win.
Pulls you in and then just sort of switches and then it's done and you go, oh, obviously Cody was going to win, but the fact that you were doubting it for even a second
is why he's so good. I mean, before the match, it was sort of saying like, when Hager came out last week, Cody noticed he didn't get any assistance from his friends or his brother. He wondered if he was still part of the Elite and if the Nightmare family was still a thing. It cut to Hager backstage watching on the monitor. Starks and Cody had a great match. Starks misses Crowsline, Crossroad, 1, 2, 3. Just a decent match.
Yeah, this isn't on topic, but I noticed something that we're doing on this episode for the first time. They were flashing like the dark results, across the screen, and it's just a nice little touch of realism, isn't it?
It gave it more sports feeling.
This is what's going on over here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like when you watch NFL at the bottom, the scores that are on in the other games all appear on the bottom.
Yeah.
Hold up, I can show you.
What you do, isn't it? Like, it's just the logical thing to do. But like,
if you look on your screen,
imagine the main event more than flashing the main event results.
It appears like this, what we've got on our screen currently. So this was from this weekend when we did the Saturday watch along. But this is what it was like.
Cool.
Yeah, so they'd have the results up on there. So like, it just has that sports centric feeling, which
they
want.
Pride themselves on.
Hold up, and so then we had a match after this, which was the Young Bucks versus the Super Bad Death Squad. So it was. Yeah, so it's obviously the Young Bucks, and then well, they're not called that anymore. It was Kip Sabian, Jimmy Havoc with Penelope Ford. But yeah, them two were having a great opening match. Butcher and the Blade are on the outside, sort of trying to get involved, trying to attack. Like the Young Bucks, they never actually got attacked until later on in the match. The Butcher and Blade just kept on getting involved in the match. FTR come out to even the odds. The tag teams in the ring were having a very decent match.
Yeah. Apart from the Butcher having the best style in all of AEW, my go-to boys, Steve and Larson. Steve raised the fantastic point of the thing that made the revival so good in WWE was the jackets, the swagger. They wrestled old school. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like now they've come to AEW and the FTR, they're not them same people anymore. They just don't seem, but like their characters they're just themselves, as opposed to old school throwbacks.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word it. And it's like the whole FTR means whatever you want it to be, and like the whole whatever you want it to be thing kind of translates across into their characters. Because if I didn't know anything about the revival, I wouldn't really know what FTR are. Like they're just two blokes who have walked in. Everyone's rating them, but they don't seem to have any defining characteristics. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, they rely heavily that you watched WB with the revival.
Yeah, because it's what they like reference. Like, and I know like AW aren't allowed to show it, but it's what they did that for the Jericho Tyson stuff, being like when Jericho was like, "I'll never forgive you for what you did 10 years ago," and they don't really reference what Tyson did. And I know they're not allowed to show the episode of Raw, obviously, but it's something AW do quite a bit. Is referencing something that's happened in WWE, but never really following up on it. Do you know what I mean? Or developing on it. Especially because they're meant to be bringing back the lapsed wrestling fan. Well, the lapsed wrestling fan hasn't watched Raw because that's why they left. Do you get me? Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to find a way to sort of. You just need them wrestling more and their style of wrestling on the show. That's all.
Yeah, just get them across basically. Like, why did Dax Harwood come out with a drink? Is that not Hangman Page's thing? You know?
Yeah, like, but they're all, they're all guys,
aren't
they?
They're just dudes.
They're just dudes. Young Bucks did pick up the win though, and then Butcher and Blades attacked him. FTR ran in, and there was sort of just a stare between Death Squad, Butcher and Butcher and Blade versus Bucks and FTR. They all hit stereo mind breakers on the lads, and that ended that. We got a promo from Taz, just doing very good.
Really, I just laugh whenever Taz is on TV because I just find his voice really funny. I don't know why.
He's really good,
and just how small he is compared to Brian Cage. I just think it's a really funny visual.
Yeah, and
they were in the same place where Lance Archer was beating up that luchador.
Yeah.
Which
they need some new locations. But in the main event, we had Matt Hardy was on commentary for the men. In the second of 2 main events, determine who will facing the tag champs at Fyter Fest. Best friends bowed, less sex gods. Another good match. Like, it's one problem with AEW. I don't think you just come to every match and go, it was a great match, but that was it. Like, I don't know. There was something about it. I mean, Best Friends got the win, which were great. So the ending sort of came. So the match was happening on. Nothing looked out of the ordinary. And then Sammy hits the ropes and he runs back, and the cameraman trips him over. Supposedly, looks like it's by accident. Boom! Best Friends hit the finisher, get the win, and then the cameraman starts walking up, puts the camera down, and just reveals that it's Orange Cassidy. But like, in a typical wrestling reveal, they open up and they've got a big grin on the face, or they do something stupid. Orange Cassidy was just himself, just stone faced. Just takes off his hat, takes off his, I think he had a fake beard on. And then,
it's a good job we didn't have the Sex Gods win, really, isn't it, considering everything that's gone on.
It's very lucky.
Yeah.
And then Orange Cassidy attacked Jericho, and then to close the show, Tony Schiavone basically said Tony Khan has signed Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho for Fyter Fest. But yeah, decent match.
Yeah. Decent match, decent show. AEW's just decent. Solid TV.
Yeah. Like, there's not much more you can ask for.
Yeah.
Great.
Until you get fans back, it's not going to be exceptional. It's just we're still just killing time, really, until
we get fans.
We can get fans back in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to NXT now, though, and the show opened up with the NXT Tag Team Champion, if I'm correct. Yeah, the show opened up with the NXT Tag Team Champions, Imperium against Breezango. Breezango came out mocking the Imperium. I can't remember what the actual Titantron said, but they had fake names. They dressed up like them.
Emporium. It's the only bit that I've said. It's the only bit I've seen. Emporium, because I love Breezango.
And they started to have a really decent match. Like, well, we know Breezango were good at wrestling, but they're also good at sort of the entertainment side. But yeah, very decent match. And then Imperium do pick up the win, but Malcolm Bivens and Indus Sher came out. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan came out for a big boy brawl. And then, so in this sort of brawl, Eichner his Fandango with a DDT to secure the belts. Correct decision. You don't really want to change the belts immediately after Imperium winning. I feel Imperium unfortunate that they won the belts and like the lockdown thing and no flying happened because they sort of need to be a big staple. But the great wrestlers works well. Breezango don't look weak. Well, they don't look strong, but they don't look super weak. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, quite possible. I don't know. I've not. I didn't see the match literally.
I'll ask you next week.
Well, yeah. Ask me next week when another episode of NXT's been and gone.
Yeah. Damien Priest defeated Killian Dane in just a decent match. Big win for Priest. Dane doesn't look any weaker. We had a Velveteen Dream promo where he was just talking about stuff, and then from behind, Dexter Lumis was stood behind him, stalking him, hinting that they're going to go for the belts against Imperium. Santos Escobar attacked Drake Maverick with his Lucha Boys. With Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. So, yeah, that was decent. It's practically a repeat from last week, but you understand who they are now and what they mean. Aliyah defeated Xia Li with Robert Stone, who was on the outside. Basically, I think he's practically recruited her, but Robert Stone's gimmick is just fully lost the plot. He's proper dishevelled. It looks like he's been out on the lash for 5 days, and then he still hasn't returned home. He's got one of the worst hangovers ever, but it works. Then we did have William Regal, so Adam Cole's in the ring, and Keith Lee's there. Finn Balor comes out. Johnny Gargano comes out and says, "Well, we all have stakes."
Hello?
Hello, Simon. Hello, you are here. I'll carry on until you can hear me. Basically, Gargano, Balor, and Keith Lee all come out saying trying to stake their claim for Cole's belt. William Regal plays on time, trying to basically says next week triple threat: Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and Keith Lee. Lee, you defended the North American belt against him. Going to be a very decent triple threat next week. Balor, Gargano, and Lee. I don't know what more you want from them. Simon has gone. That's very strange. We'll carry on. Then we had the Era is sort of a backstage promo. So Roddy Strong went to therapy because he was seeing Dexter Lumis everywhere. And then it just turned to a very good comedy skit of Adam Cole and Bobby Fish taking the mick out of him. It cuts to who the therapist is Kyle O'Reilly, which I found very strange considering Kyle O'Reilly's not on TV. I mean, I normally would ask Simon, but yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's normally on TV, and yet it's very strange. Like, I don't know.
I've got no idea what happened there.
I thought he was stuck in Canada. I could hear you and stuff.
Could you?
All right. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Dakota Kai defeated Kaden Carter with Raquel Gonzalez. Casey Catanzaro and Raquel Gonzalez were on the outside. They came to blows. That's all led to Dakota Kai picking up the win. Bronson Reed defeated Leon Ruff. Then Bronson Reed basically issued a challenge for Karrion Kross next week, so that'll be a meaty match. And then we had the main event, which was Bayley and Sasha Banks defeated Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackheart. So last week we had Charlotte Flair on every single show, or 2 weeks ago. Now we've had Sasha Banks on every single show, and Bayley. But yeah, great tag team women's match. Bayley and Sasha do pick up the win, but Tegan Nox and Shotzi look great. I don't know what more from you want from NXT, but yeah, it was a very good show.
Yeah, we're all right.
Yeah, it was just a very good. It was the same as AEW. We say it every time. It was just a very decent show. Nothing that made it stand out, but nothing that made it crap. So
Fair enough. It's the story of wrestling at the moment.
Yeah, that is the story of wrestling. So we'll move on to SmackDown now. Oof, we work our way through these shows very well because it's a lot of wrestling, a lot indeed. I mean, imagine if we did about every single other show, we'd be screwed. Right. Hold up, sorry, I just loaded up SmackDown opened up.
Yeah, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles.
You had the AJ promo, didn't you, first?
Don't spend too long on it just because it's Matt Riddle.
Well, Matt Riddle, all the allegations have been I think if nothing came out of me about Matt Riddle, but literally as soon as the thing, he contacted WWE saying this person's been harassing us for 3 years nearly. The lawyers are already on it. Like I think if Matt Riddle put out a statement saying I'm sorry, or these are completely false, I think because he got lawyers involved, it's not. I mean, it's still bad, obviously, but it's not as drastic. But yeah, AJ.
I mean, yeah.
AJ
I
held
think
a
it was still
title
a brave
celebration.
move to put him on TV.
Well, when did all the stuff come out? Was it? I think was it after
The night of Smackdown on Friday.
Ah, right. Well, they probably already filmed it.
Well, yeah, but like they don't have to put it on TV, you know.
True. I think the problem is they already have advertised to be on the show, and WWE
No,
always gets stick.
that's never stopped WWE before.
That's the problem. WWE always gets stick, and I think if you do it with one of your biggest Fox acquisitions. Anyway, yeah, AJ comes out celebrating his title thing. Riddle comes out and sort of we get a AJ Riddle match. Matt Riddle picking up then. Great result.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Why did Matt Riddle got proper mobbed at the end? Like everyone cheered with him. Why?
Because he's an NXT lad, isn't
he? yeah, but he didn't win a title. Do you know what I mean? It was just he just won it. He won his debut match. It didn't need people storm the ring like Rhea Ripley did when she beat Charlotte Flair.
True.
Oh, that was a bit off.
Yeah. Shorty G defeated Mojo Rawley. The problem is I hate WWE website because there were segments. So if I missed actual TV segments, you got to tell me.
Right, yeah, sorry, I'm fucking. Yeah, so the second bit was Jeff Hardy refuses to let Sheamus ruin his life.
Okay.
So it's that really serious Jeff Hardy promo.
And
then he says the struggle is real, and it all went out the window.
Yeah.
It wasn't much, and then yes, it was Shorty G versus Mojo Rawley. Right, as soon as Shorty G got the win, Michael Cole yelled, "What an upset for Shorty G!" I'm sure Shorty G has probably got twice the win percentage that Mojo Rawley does.
It's because I know why it is. It's his size, isn't it?
I know it's the size, and I know that's the story they're telling, but do you know what I mean? We're not idiots. We see Shorty G win, we see Mojo Rawley lose. I'm going to have a look at how many. I'm going to have a look at the stats now.
I'll go on to the New Day.
Irritated.
I'll go into the New Day defeating Lucha House. I nearly said Lucha House Party. This was more or less not a squash match, but easy win. But one thing I did like was Nakamura and Cesaro came out, stared down New Day, but went to the thing where this is our chance. Look at us. We've underappreciated. It's our moment. And Nakamura and Cesaro basically sticking the claim for the belt.
Just whilst we're on the topic of SmackDown, because I don't really know where else we're going to fit it in. Mustafa, we've said Mustafa Ali's been moved to Raw. And yet again, on both of the shows this week, there was no Hacker promo. Have they dropped it?
Oh, please say no.
I think it's done. I think it's a drop storyline. They don't know what they're doing with it. I don't think they ever had anyone in mind. I mean, Xavier, maybe Xavier Woods, but no.
I'd like if it's Xavier Woods. I know I wouldn't like it in terms of this breakup with New Day, but I'd like it if there was someone who is in a tag team or was in a tag team, and that's why he's been trying to get justice for these. I'm trying to think if there's any wrestlers who have not been on the show who were in tag teams and like they've been betrayed.
Right. I tell a lie. Mojo Rawley's picked up 5 wins this year. Shorty G's only picked up 3. Although Shorty G didn't wrestle for 3.5 months, but
so
even so,
upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a shock, but do you like WWE? I mean, one of Shorty G's wins was over Dash Wilder, so that's how long ago one of them was.
Wow.
And Mojo, he said that all of Mojo Rawley's wins after January the 6th were for the 24/7 title, so it doesn't count.
No. Well, it counts as a title match.
We had Nikki Cross title.
Versus Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks picking up the win there. That's sort of the SmackDown feud, Bliss and Cross. You still got 3 feuds in that week. You had iconic Sasha Banks and Bayley. You had Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart, Sasha and Bayley, and you have Bliss and Cross and Sasha Banks and Bayley. But the biggest thing on the show was a promo, and it was Braun Strowman coming out. We all knew the Fiend was going to. Well, we all knew why it was going to be on the show. It was advertised. And Firefly Funhouse comes on. It's Bray Wyatt. It's typical Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt being in typical self. And then, oh my god, how have I forgotten his name? The bunny.
Wait, what?
The bunny.
The
puppet.
Ali, what? Butcher Bunny in the Blade. What's happening?
The puppet. Bray's puppet.
Oh, Bray's puppet.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it called? Rambling Rabbit.
Rambling Rabbit. I completely forgot. Rambling Rabbit comes up and says, "Braun beat you, Bray," and he sort of his mood starts to change, and then it goes to black, and then you see shots of old Bray Wyatt in the rocking chair with Braun and Rowan sort of stood by him, and then
the
camera pans up and it's just an old wooden lodge, and you just see, it's great, you just see the Hawaiian jacket, and then it cuts up and it's Bray, not as the Fiend, not as the new Bray Wyatt, as Waylon Mercy Bray. And it's
I just loved his promos because like he was literally chatting about nothing.
Yeah,
like his promos meant nothing, and they were just they're just so engaging.
You don't want to take your eyes off him.
What a man!
Like you listen to the promos and you think he could talk for ages, and I wouldn't stop listening. What the problem is, I think they're going for like a 3 faces of Bray.
They turned him into AEW Matt Hardy.
Yeah. Oh, I was more thinking Mick Foley. Like, you've got this cool, calm, level-headed sort of Waylon Mercy Bray, very tactical but slow. You've got this happy, funhouse Bray, and then you've got the Fiend, who is just in.
I don't think cult leader Bray Wyatt will stick him out after this though. It's like he's only out because of Braun Strowman.
Yeah, true. But I really like it. I like that he came back, and the promo didn't feel out of touch. Like it could have just felt, oh, it's all Bray, who cares? It didn't. It felt good, and I'm happy.
Just quickly, we've missed Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose's promo. People really like Sonya Deville. People really like Sonya Deville's promo.
Yeah,
I don't get her.
I really like it.
Yeah, she's good, but I don't know. I feel like she's a bit like Liv Morgan in the not in like they're completely different, but in the sense that I think they're good, but everyone seems to be a lot more on board with them than I am.
Yeah, but, I like Sonya Deville.
Yeah,
I think her promos are great. She's a good wrestler. She's got a gimmick. Perfect. But we'll go on to Raw now. So the opening of the Raw, Drew came out.
Wait, was that it? Yeah, what wasn't it?
Yeah, Smackdown was quite a thin show.
Right, yeah.
So it was announced, it was leaked on Twitter that Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have been traded to Raw for AJ Styles. Obviously, it's not the same thing, but it's two for the price of one, I suppose.
If Robert Roode ever leaves Canada.
Yeah. But so show opened up with Drew McIntyre walking out in typical Drew fashion. He's interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, explaining that he and Robert Roode had been traded for AJ. And basically, Ziggler claims that he is the reason for Drew's success. When they were tag teams, it was all because of Dolph. Drew would have been nowhere without Dolph. He wouldn't have got this opportunity. So Dolph wants what he's deserved, in his opinion. McIntyre goes, well, no, but I want to fight you now. So at Extreme Rules, you're getting that championship match. And obviously Ziggler, we know that. But again, we say it a lot. Ziggler is very entertaining in matches and sort of certain build-up. This will be good, in my opinion anyway. Drew needs to keep on beating people that have got reason against him. So Lashley and him were two big returning guys. Drew has got the upper hand in that. He beat Seth. Seth, who was the main pillar of Raw. Drew beat him because he was the champion. He wanted to be that main thing. Ziggler, him and Drew was a tag team. It all works together so far.
Go on. Yeah, it's not like I've got a soft spot for Ziggler, and it does make sense. But why couldn't Ziggler just move to a new brand, walk out, and get a title shot?
I don't know, but
You know,
we've seen it a lot of time in WWE. I don't think it matters. Anyone could get a title shot, really, if they literally just need to be wrestler. So,
but at least, but like Bobby Lashley had a bit of build up. Do you know what I mean? They gave Bobby Lashley a few wins. When was the last, like Ziggler? I can't remember the last time Ziggler picked up even like a remotely big win. Like maybe against Tucker, but
yeah, that's a problem. At least he's away from that feud.
I know he survives on name power and what he's done, but yeah, I mean it'll be an all right match, but there is not a chance Ziggler is winning. And also, this isn't a blood feud. It's not been given a stipulation. There is no way they're going to have the WWE Championship defended at Extreme Rules in just a standard match. Otherwise, just don't call it Extreme Rules.
Well, we know they're going to call it Extreme Rules. They've got the licensing and they always do it. We'll probably get.
But if it's just going to be standard match, but then I don't want them to make it like, oh, this is an Extreme Rules match if there's no justification for it. It's the whole thing of let's put you in Hell in a Cell because it's October.
Yeah, but we've got 3 weeks to go. There can still be good build up.
I guess we'll see. But at the moment, it doesn't feel like a blood feud. But they've got 3 weeks to make it. So,
and also, a lot of feuds don't have to be blood feud. I feel like anymore. Like,
they don't. But that's what Extreme Rules is for. You know, it's the one night of the year WWE goes extreme.
But we know it's not. Like in the past years, we know it's nothing more than that.
But that's what they tell. That's literally the tagline for the show. The one night of the year it goes extreme, but they need to have a reason for it, not because it's July.
But like us as fans,
one of the main problems with WWE.
Us as fans, we know that it's not. But then we had Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair brawled. Nia Jax attacked Charlotte's arm. And then obviously Charlotte had the match with Asuka later on the show. We'd see how that affected. Edge cut a decent promo saying he's going to tear Randy Orton's life apart. Lovely. Still keeping that feud going. Shame, but not a shame, if you know what I mean.
Sorry, what?
It still keeps Edge in our mind.
Oh, was it the Edge promo next?
Yeah.
I think I've just come to the conclusion I don't get Edge.
What do you mean?
I was bored.
Oh, right.
I don't find him engaging. I just it just misses. I can't explain why. He's just always really miserable. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can understand.
Not for me. Outstanding return, great theme. Not for me.
That's fine.
If I can say it, like I always feel a bit conscious when I say I don't get people like Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan because I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit harsh towards that, but I'm out here saying I literally don't get WWE, one of WWE's biggest stars.
I think that's quite it does rely on nostalgia with it.
Yeah, it'd improve my viewing experience if I cared, but I'll tell you what I care less about, and that's this next segment.
Go on.
Nia Jax stages a protest.
Yeah.
R-Truth and Charlotte Flair interrupt. Am I calling this one?
Yeah, because I don't have it in order like you do.
Oh, do you not? Right. Right. So from what I was only half watching because who cares? Nia Jax came out, sat on a chair, striking. You know, angry over being screwed out of the Raw Women's title. And then R-Truth comes out, says like he thinks she's Akira Tozawa for some reason. It's not funny. It's not funny.
It is. R-Truth is one of the best things on the show.
And Akira, the real Tozawa shows up, and R-Truth is like, "Whoa, there's two Tozawas," and then all the ninjas show up. I didn't see Giant Ninja.
I
which I
didn't
was
as well.
quite sad about. It's the one redeeming feature in this story. And even then, it's a solid 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair interrupts, and then they exchange insults, and then they have a bit of a brawl. Why is Charlotte Flair almighty and R-Truth and these giant ninjas in the same segment? It was so random. Why was R-Truth here? Why does Nia Jax look like Akira Tozawa? I don't get it.
Because it's R-Truth. R-Truth is mental. So he thinks that this is the perfect time for him to come out. He gets confused very easily. Like, I think it works because it fits R-Truth's character of just being, what the fuck is he doing?
I know, but maybe I was. It's weird because, like, obviously I love the whole Akira Tozawa stuff at Extra Backlash, but this, I mean, if it could be explained why Tozawa has ninjas, that'd be fine. Does he only bring out giant ninja when he needs to? Like, there's so much that needs answering, and they're just not good. And it hurt my head, and it doesn't help that I'm not asked about Charlotte or Nia.
True, yeah. Then we had the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, having a match against the Viking Raiders, getting the win. The picked for the win. They hugged after, sort of, which is a nice way to the thing because it was the only thing you could do better. They were drawing. The Street Profits did get the better of them. They hugged it out. Andrade and Angel Garza after the match came over and attacked the Street Profits and stuff, setting up that new feud of Zelina Vega last week. Was like, well, you need to work together. We're getting that continuity.
Oh wait, I didn't say this bit. The introduction of Andrade and Garza as next challengers is the perfect choice. All right, cool. Right, so Mr. Negative strikes again.
Go on.
Why after 2 months of whatever you can do, I can do better? Why did they just have a standard TV match?
Well, because you need to have that match.
I know, but it was just.
I say it was better than a normal TV match.
Do you think? It just struck me just an average match that could have been on it. I mean, I'm not saying go out and have a 5-star classic, but there wasn't any like callbacks to the whatever you can do, we can do better challenges. It was just. I just thought it felt really anticlimactic. Maybe I'm reading too much into
I
it.
just like that after all this stupid wackiness, they went out there and they had a match, an actual wrestling match, and then it all like actually ended. They hugged it out, and then we're leading on to a different thing. They both can go do their own thing.
I mean, where do the Viking Raiders go from here, though?
Don't know.
Oh, I didn't think I disliked Raw as much as this. I didn't dislike it. It just none of it made sense.
Well, Asuka defeated Charlotte Flair later on. Obviously, Charlotte Flair had that arm injury from Nia Jax earlier on.
Right. This made sense.
Asuka hit locking in the Asuka lock. Charlotte Flair loses. Asuka picks up the win.
Quality. Yeah, Asuka needs a win. Charlotte Flair isn't invincible.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's amazing what good wrestling's like when everything makes sense.
Yeah. Obviously, so they announced that there was 4 title matches on the show, and I think we got the third one of the night, which was R-Truth comes out, Akira Tozawa comes out with his ninjas, and then all of a sudden Bobby Lashley comes out, Akira Tozawa rolls under the ring, Lashley and MVP take out the ninjas, go in the ring, dismantle R-Truth, Lashley locks the full Nelson in, R-Truth laid in the ring, Tozawa runs in and wins the belt.
Right, hang on. I wasn't really watching for any of this because why would I? Right, Lashley comes out. Akira gets the win. Right, so Tozawa's 24/7 champ.
Yep.
Were there any ninjas involved in this?
Yep. So the ninjas were surrounded the ring to stop R-Truth, but Lashley and MVP just came out and just attacked them all.
Cool. So what do you think? What does Tozawa do from here? Does he expand his ninja army?
No.
Does he recruit R-Truth to be a ninja?
No, I think we're getting a segment of R-Truth trying to infiltrate. So Akira Tozawa will be hiding with his ninjas, and we're going to get a couple of fun segments with R-Truth trying to invade or disguise himself to get into the thing. It's going to end with R-Truth being dressed up as a ninja rolling Akira Tozawa up.
Are we getting R-Truth versus Bobby Lashley at Extreme Rules?
Nah, maybe. But I think we're at least going to get R-Truth sort of trying to infiltrate the ninjas.
I think you'd think you'd be leading to our truth, Lashley, based on this. But have you watched Raw Talk?
No.
Oh, crucial TV. Right. Natalia was on it, and I'm gonna have a bit of a rant about Natalia in a bit. But Lashley was on it. No, I wait. Lashley was on it, and they were basically saying that they don't know what championship they're going to go for next, him and MVP, but they're going to go for one. I think they made it quite clear that they were going to go for Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. I mean, it's a bit of a step down for Lashley, but it's still in the title. We had that
segment later on.
Yeah, Raw Talk, it was all right.
Then we had Natalia defeating Liv Morgan. First of all, pure decision. Liv Morgan is better than Natalia in terms of fan popularity. But she did have Lana by her side.
Right, so
go on.
You've not watched Raw Talk, but Raw Talk is it's a must for this because
cool.
I feel like Natalia's so confused over what her gimmick is.
Yep.
So on Raw Talk, she was saying I'm the leader of the locker room. Right, okay, cool. And no one's got respect and stuff. Like, you've got Asuka, she's more bothered about painting her face. All right, cool, fine. And then Charlie Caruso's like, so do you think you can step up and become the locker room leader now that Becky Lynch is away? And she's like, oh, it's quite sad that Becky Lynch is away. I mean, I can't wait to host a baby shower for her when she finally becomes a mum. And it's like all the babyface things. And then she starts talking about like how she's got a $7,000 car. And her and MVP are like, yeah, my $7,000 car is a little bit on the cheap side for me, you know. And all of a sudden, she's acting like a proper rich aristocrat. It's baffling TV. It's so confusing. We're hosting baby showers for Becky Lynch, and then we're bragging about how rich we are.
Well, it's Natalia. Natalia has always never had a fully fleshed out character. Maybe they just tested things. I can't do this
justice. You've just got to go and watch it.
Maybe because not everyone watches Raw Talk, they might just be testing things.
But it was about 3 different characters in the space of 3 minutes, none of which are related. Why did Natalia ever be rich? Yeah, the 3 faces and the stuff that happened on Raw's like crap enough in itself, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I mean, why are they mates? Apart from the fact that, I mean, they did a little thing on the YouTube where Natalia was like, Lana, I think you deserve more than Bobby, and that's why they're friends. And it's like, who's bought? Do you know what I don't know how to word it. It's just so lazy. It's so silly. No one's asked. Liv Morgan deserves better. Hell, Lana deserves better. Lana's a good promo.
Yeah.
I mean, she hasn't cut a good one for about 4 years, but Lana is a good promo. I hated it. Well, and it's just made all the worse at the fact Bianca Belair's nowhere to be seen. Vince has given up on Shayna Baszler. I despair.
But yeah.
Oh my god, it just gets worse.
Big Show confronted Randy Orton and Ric Flair. So Big Show, obviously, after what happened last week, Big Show comes out. So it basically looks like we're getting Big Show Randy as the next feud.
I mean, you said on Raw Talk he was going to go after him, so... Yeah, I mean, they'll make it work, but... do you not think this is a bit of a come down?
Oh, definitely.
The Big Show,
I'm guessing they don't want Orton wrestling people who run the main, sort of on the roster consistently. So he doesn't, then it doesn't work.
Yeah, because he can write Big Show off for a while. And I know it makes sense because he's going back to being a legend killer. And you know what bigger legend to kill off than the Big Show, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Randy Orton has to have a match at Extreme Rules because that's his character right now. Just extreme, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's all right, but yeah.
What more do you want? We had the Women's Tag Team Championship, Sasha Banks and Bayley beating the Iconics. Again, I think we talked about last week with Charlotte Flair. you can't have people on the shows so much. I know that you women's tag team champions, so they have to defend the belts wherever, whenever. But yeah.
The Iconics are the best. Iconics losing, never good.
Aftermath Boss said that she has heard Bayley talk about being double champion, and Sasha wants that too. So she called out Asuka. Asuka accepts the challenge, but Sasha hits the bank statement. So we've got that at Extreme Rules: Sasha versus Asuka and Drew versus Ziggler.
Asuka versus Sasha, right? Yeah. Will Sasha? I think there's a good chance Sasha wins.
Maybe they do put it on Sasha, and then Sasha and Bayley hold all the belts. I know.
Yeah.
It could probably get annoying to see them on all shows, but
I don't want it to happen, but I can well imagine it will.
Yeah. Then we did get a segment where Apollo Crews was out in the ring. MVP comes out, is the VIP show, and basically MVP is just trying to recruit Apollo. Apollo doesn't really have any of it. There's a slight chance, and then he goes, nah. So MVP goes, well, you're going to be wrestling this one again after last week. Shelton Benjamin comes out. I was going to say something.
Shelton Benjamin never wins.
No, it's Shelton never wins. But again, it's another strong show for Apollo. And because Apollo Crews refused MVP's offer, Lashley came out and locked him in the full Nelson. So, I'm not opposed to Lashley having the United States belt.
It'd be a bit sad if they cut off Apollo Crews this early.
Yeah, but
because he's showing a bit of character and it's good.
Maybe keep it on him. I just don't want to be Lashley, but I do want to see him on the belt because he's showing that he can actually be good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Either way, Lashley would be good, Apollo would be good. Yeah, we'll see.
And then in the main event, Ray and Dominic are in the ring. Just talking how Ray was talking about proud he is of Dominic for fighting Seth and the Disciples. But Ray wanted to settle the score himself. Seth comes out, starts doing his thing, and then he gets on his knees. Murphy and Theory both come out. And they eventually get the way they start attacking Ray and Dominic. Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo came out to sort of help Ray and Dominic to make it 4-on-3 instead of 3-on-2. The Messiah's got the upper hand. Murphy and Theory were holding Ray up as Seth was trying to push Dominic into the steel ring steps to do the same thing that happened to Ray. Dominic sold this perfect. I think you'll hear me talking a lot about Dominic, even for basic stuff. But for someone who we haven't seen on WWE TV, he probably has limited wrestling. He was good in this. He was really good. Seth nearly getting him, and then Aleister Black and Humberto clearing house with the steel chairs. The Messiah's left, and that's how the show ended.
Yeah, all right. I liked it
so far. Like in terms of this feud, like Ray and Dominic versus Seth, I really like.
Yeah, it's a really good storyline. It's just it's a bit sad to see Aleister Black as just another guy, but
unfortunately, yeah.
Like apart from the presence of Aleister Black, it's pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
But Aleister Black has got no sort of aura or presence. He's not been flattened out in the way that Ricochet has. He's just another guy.
Yeah, he's just another guy, unfortunately. But
and Aleister Black shouldn't be.
I'm about to say, where is Ricochet? I've just realised that.
I'll tell you where Ricochet is when we come on to the last bit of the show.
We'll come on to it now because Raw's over. Again, it was a meh show overall.
Yeah, it all right. There's not much you can say. It wasn't great. We're kind of just stuck between. I don't know. We've started building a few feuds for Extreme Rules, which is good. I don't like Extreme Rules as a pay-per-view. So I'm the kind of defeated before they've begun for me, because I just can't. I really don't like gimmick pay-per-views.
Yeah, I know. I can understand. Yeah,
but that's just a personal grudge. Although a lot of people share it. But yeah.
But what happened?
The highlight of the week.
The highlights of the week.
So we were on about Ricochet on main event. He opened the night, picking up a monstrous win over Shane Thorne.
Great win. Poor Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink. They were supposed to be with MVP.
Oh, not Brendan Vink. Brendan Vink's not been seen for weeks.
And the boys are supposed to be with MVP and they just got dropped.
Oh, Brendan Vink was on the Undertaker documentary, wasn't he? Have you seen it?
Yeah, when he was talking to the NXT
Talking
guys.
to all the big guys. Oh, I saw Brendan Vink and I popped. And in the main event, Cedric Alexander defeated Shelton Benjamin. So, a big win for that tag team. 205 Live.
I did see a tweet that Malcolm Bivens put out saying, "Finally, I appeared on 205 Live after weeks of shouting out of at William Regal's office saying I'm the best cruiserweight. I was finally on the show." His Twitter is so good.
Yeah, right. 205 Live this week was dreadful for more than one reason. Only Larkin defeated Chase Parker.
Okay.
Afterwards, Only Larkin and I think Danny Birch got battered by Indu Sher along with Bivens. I'd be surprised if Indu Sher weigh less than 205 pounds.
I was about to say,
why are they there? Why? What?
What are you doing there? Yeah.
What? Oh, so obviously in storyline that makes no sense. And then in the main event, we had Jake Atlas defeat he who shall not be named, but is no longer with the company.
A certain not gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's all we'll say about that one. So it was a little bit. The main event with 205 was a little bit of an uncomfortable.
Fair play to Jake Atlas though.
Yeah, Jake Atlas got a win, big dub. But obviously, aside from Mr. Gallagher, Indu Share on 205 Live, they just don't care, do they?
I'd say it feels very strange.
They're actively taking the piss out of anyone who watches it, and fair enough. Why would you watch it at this point?
True.
I do, but yeah.
For the main event of the show, last week we did United States Champion, where I asked Simon to list me the Intercontinental Champions in order from now going back. I want you to do the same for midweek. But this week I want you to do United States Champions.
Oh, this is crap.
So I'll give you the first one. It's obviously Apollo currently. Can you take me back?
It's
going to be very hard, this one.
I bet it is. Oh, right. So Apollo beat Andrade.
Yep. So
who the hell did Andrade beat?
Who the hell did Andrade beat?
I've got no idea. Andrade held it for a while.
Andrade won the belt, not on a live show. It was a live event on the 26th of December.
Oh, did he beat AJ Styles?
Nope. You get 3 chances later.
What? Good reign from Andrade though.
Yeah, 26th December, and it was that Madison Square House show.
Yeah, he won it at MSG. I just can't for life.
He did.
Think they were pinned.
You got 2 chances.
Or not, if it wasn't Styles, then it might have been. Just hang on. I'm firing up list of WWE personnel.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds though. So
what? Hang on, no, I'm still loading the page. I can't think of anyone.
That's just cheating.
Can I have a hit? I've got some hints. No, I'm not looking at who won it. He was on Raw, right? Kevin Owens.
No.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I've got one more guess.
6,
I'm going to go for
7, 8.
Ricochet.
Incorrect. Rey Mysterio.
I have got no memory of that.
Yeah. It was Apollo, Andrade, Rey.
Rey beat Samoa Joe though.
No, Rey beat AJ.
No, bloody hell.
AJ beat Ricochet. Ricochet beat Joe. Joe won it off Rey.
Yeah, because when Rey just gave it to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, because of the awkward pin and stuff. Yeah. So because that was very sharp. Top 5 combined reigns. Can you name me the top 5 people who've had the most combined days as champion?
Probably not.
Top 5. I'll be honest, 4 of them don't wrestle anymore.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. Who? I don't even who's held the US title. Cena's probably had it for a while, hasn't he?
Cena has had it for a while, but is he in the top 5?
Yeah.
Is it? No, he's number
Is he
6.
not? Oh.
I'll give you a clue. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all have title reigns that were not acknowledged by WWE.
That's just
So
got me more confused.
number 2 is 5th reign. He's not recognised by WWE, but WWE.com article recognised him as the 6th-time champion. The third one, he doesn't recognise his
Is it like
2nd-time.
people who aren't with them anymore, like Jericho?
Jericho is not up there.
Did Benoit ever hold it?
Benoit did hold it. He's number 8.
Oh.
I'll give you number 1. It's Lex Luger.
I'm not going to get any of the historical guys.
You might get one.
Did the Raw? No, Raw. No.
He was on Raw this week.
What? One of the guys?
Yeah.
He was on Raw this week.
Yep.
It's not Rey Mysterio.
Nope. He doesn't wrestle.
Oh, wait, not Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. He's number 2.
Really? I would say
Yep.
certainly not MVP.
Then number 3 is Greg the Hammer Valentine. Number 4 is Blackjack Mulligan, and number 5 is.
Never going to get any of them. He wrestled what now in the WWE?
Yep. He's a member of the roster.
It's not AJ Styles.
It's not
No,
AJ Styles.
Of course it isn't. It's not. Has Randy Orton ever held? Sheamus.
Nope.
Oh.
Do you want me to tell you who it is?
Kofi Kingston.
MVP. Yeah,
I've got no idea.
If you go through the list, there's some surprising ones. So, like, Cena is 6th, but then you've got Dean Ambrose, who is 9th. The Miz, who is 11th. Rusev, who's 12th. Biggest one, Cesaro's 21st. He had a 239-day reign.
There's not many US title reigns. They're nowhere near as memorable as the IC title.
They're not. Do you want to know who had the short? Do you want to try guess who had the shortest reign?
What, for the US title? Is it recent?
Not like the 80s.
Oh, so it's not within the last decade then?
No.
No idea.
A random guess?
I can't even think of anyone. Road Dogg.
Raven. Yeah.
I've got no idea about. I say I've got no idea. Like, this is quite. You'd have to know your stuff to be able to get some of them.
Yeah, some of them I'd say for sure. I'm just having a look now. It's very interesting.
I reckon most wrestling fans though couldn't tell you like
the
US title a year backwards because it's just.
It's hard. I
forget the US title's a thing.
I'll have one for next week. We'll have another one.
Yeah.
But that has been the Wrestling Con. We've actually kept it in good time for once.
I know, it's all right, isn't it?
We're not going to. Also, breaking news: a Chicken Run sequel is coming.
Nothing
to do with wrestling. What? You've never seen Chicken Run?
No.
The animated film about the chickens that escape.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh my god! Chicken Run's
I'm showing myself up there.
You are.
Right.
But we have been the Wrestling Corner. Now, if you haven't heard of us, we are the Sports Corner. It's not just the wrestling podcast we do is obviously us at 11:30, usually around that time. We do this lovely podcast you see on the bottom, scrolling through. On Wednesday, we do have the Top Corner podcast at 5 p.m. where we talk all things football. On Thursday or Friday, either day, we don't know, the NFL Corner is on around a random time. It's normally later on in the evening. On Saturdays, we have the Bundesliga watch-alongs. This will be the final week for the Bundesliga watch-alongs because the league is finishing. But we've got some big games this weekend, so tune in tomorrow to find out what we'll be watching. And then that's not it. If you go to twitch.tv/the Top Corner, Josh, the host of the Top Corner podcast, is doing a virtual Euros tournament, and we're getting into the final games now. We're getting into final games. A couple of the groups have already been decided. Today we've got my team England versus Simon's Czech Republic. If I win, I'm through to the next round. If I lose, I'm out. So I've got to win, and I think you can still go through as well if you win, Simon. So big thing.
Yeah,
But
go
tune into that.
Czech Republic.
It's at 3 p.m. So tune into that on twitch.tv/the top corner. But yeah, that's been everything. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Simon, for joining me.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's been all right, hasn't it? It's relatively quick episode. Yes. Let's hope it gets better, but the more people who speak out, the better, really. So
technically,
we'll see what the next week has in store.
Thank you very much for watching, and peace.